Welcome to the information seminar of the MASCP program. This program is called the Master of Art in School and Community Psychology. So for abbreviation, we call it MASCP. I am the program leader of the MASCP, and in this information seminar, I'm going to introduce first our department, the Department of Applied Social Sciences, and then I will introduce the MASCP program, and then we will invite one graduate student to share his experience of study in this program, and then I will talk a little bit about the professional recognition after you graduate from this program, and at last, we will talk about the admission details, and we will enter the Q&A session. And the information seminar is expected to end at around 3:50. So let's begin now. Our university is the Hong Kong Polytechnic University and Hong Kong PolyU. And PolyU is the top 100 world university, and in the QS world ranking of university, then we rank at 65. And I remember that in the year before last year, we ranked around 74. So actually, PolyU is advancing in every year, and it is the top 100 university in the world, according to the World QS ranking. So it is a very promising university. And our department is called the Department of Applied Social Sciences. And actually, this is a very large department, more or less like the Faculty of Social Sciences in other universities. So in our department, we have many disciplines. For example, the psychology discipline, and we also have social policy and administration team, and the social work team, and sociology, and leadership and interpersonal development. So you can see there are many other disciplines in our department. So sometimes when you take courses, then sometimes you may have classmates from other disciplines, so that you will have a chance to interact and exchange with students from other disciplines, all related to social sciences and social issues. And in the psychology team, then we have many subject teachers. This is a list of subject teachers. Then you can see we have more than 10 teachers in our program. And there are more forthcoming teachers because we are recruiting more academic staffs. But all these teachers are not important. The most important people, the VVIP in our program, is the administrative supporting college. They are Miss Winnie Hui. Miss Winnie Hui is also in this session now, and also Miss Phoebe Chen. So if you are admitted in this program, then you will have lots of opportunities to interact with our administrative supporting staff, because they will provide many logistic support for the program. So you don't have to remember all these subject teachers, but you must remember Miss Winnie Hui and Miss Phoebe Chen, because they are the VVIP in our program. So I will briefly talk about the subject teachers. For example, Dr. Kevin Chen, and he is specialized in community psychology, and Dr. William Chen, and he is specialized in pro-social and pro-environmental studies and socio-ecological studies, and he will teach us abnormal psychology. And Professor Sylvia Chen, and she is specialized in cross-cultural psychology, and Dr. Alan Dorcas. By the way, Dr. Alan Dorcas speaks many languages, including English, Cantonese, Putonghua, and French, and maybe Spanish, and he I hear that he is also learning Japanese and some other languages, and he can speak very well Cantonese, and he will teach counseling, psychology theories and models of counseling. And Dr. Brian Hui, and he will teach you social psychology, and he is specialized in pro-social behavior and psychological well-being. Dr. Karen Guan, and she is specialized in developmental psychology. And this is me, I'm the program leader, and I specialize in parenting and mating, evolutionary psychology. And Dr. Jackie Ng, he is specialized in statistics. And Dr. Hannah Dai, she will teach you historical foundations of psychology. And Dr. Harry Wong, and he is specialized in diverse learning needs. And he is also the program leader of the Master of Applied Psychology, another Master of Psychology program in our department. And Dr. Wu Yin, he will teach you biological psychology and cognitive psychology. And then Professor Elsie Yan, and she is specialized in psychology and aging. So this is the staffs in our program. So now I'm going to talk about the study period and the subject in our program. This program is a mixed mode program. So-called mixed mode is that we have both full-time students and part-time students. So some of our subjects is arranged in the evening. So you will take the subject and have your classes in evening. And for all full-time students, you will have 1 year to complete 10 subjects. 30 credits for full-time student, and the normal study period for full-time student is only 1 year. And for part-time students, the normal study period is 2 years. So you will have 2 years to complete 30 credits, 10 subjects. And if you would like to study for more than 1 year for full-time student or more than 2 years for part-time student, which means you will have to exceed the normal study period, then special approval from the department head or sometimes from the faculty dean should be needed. So I will advise you to think carefully about your study plan, and then to select whether you would like to be a full-time student or a part-time student. And in this program, there are 30 credits, and including 8 common core subjects, the compulsory subjects. Everyone have to take these 8 subjects, and we will have 2 elective subjects. You can elect 2 subjects out of 10. Out of 9 elective subjects, and this is a self-financed program. So actually, the purpose of MASCP is to allow you to learn all the foundation of psychology knowledge. So we teach you the some psychological theories and psychological perspectives, and we would like to guide you to think about the relationship between psychology and social needs and community needs. And hopefully, after graduating from this program, you will get some basic knowledge and of psychology and know more about the psychological concepts, the psychological perspectives and theories and cutting edge studies and research, and then know more about how to apply the knowledge you have in community services or school services. And we have 8 compulsory subjects in this program. They include advanced research method. So we also include cognitive psychology, developmental psychology, historical psychology, and theories in community psychology, and advanced physiological psychology, or we call it biological psychology, and social psychology. And we also include personality and individual differences. So all these subjects are required by the Hong Kong Psychological Society. We call it Hong Kong PsySo. And if we cover all these areas of psychology subjects, then after you graduate, you can apply for the graduate membership of Hong Kong PsySo. I will talk more about this. So these are 8 subjects, and in general, we will arrange 4 subjects in semester 1 and 4 subjects in semester 2. So full semester 1 and semester 2 for all full-time students. Then you will complete all these 8 compulsory subjects. And we will also have 2 elective subjects, and then you can elect 2 subjects from this 9 subject list. And the elective subjects include seminars in community and school psychology, and community intervention, and abnormal psychology, and psychology of exceptional children, theories and models of counseling, and assessment and instructional strategy for children and youth with special learning needs, nurturing the gifted and talented children, and attentional control and social adaptation. And the last one is CBI, the Advanced Practice Method, Cognitive Behavioral Intervention. And there are 4 subjects with the asterisk. So these 4 subjects with the asterisk, they are related to school psychology. So among the 2 electives, 1 elective subject must from these 4 subjects. So among these 4 subjects with the asterisk, you must elect 1 because they are related to school psychology. And then the remaining 1 elective subject, then you can elect from all subjects from this 9 subject list. So this is the subjects we have in Master in Art of School and Community Psychology program. And you can also see that all these subjects covers the area of community psychology and abnormal psychology and school psychology, and also psychological intervention, the cognitive behavioral intervention. So they covered many areas. And you will take these subjects with students from other programs or other disciplines in our department. So you will have the chance to exchange with students from other disciplines, and then you will broaden your horizon about social issues. Okay. So now we have sharing from one former student, Mr. Laukaho Alex. And let me see whether Alex is here now. Oh yes, Alex is here.
So yes, I'm here, but I cannot switch on the camera.
Yeah, yes. Oh, okay. It's okay. So
maybe I'll just speak first.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I just speak and then let's see whether the camera is okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to share anything?
Thank you, Professor. No, not really.
Oh, okay.
But I can. But can you allow me to switch on the camera?
Allow you to switch on the camera of Winnie or Phoebe? Winnie.
Because
okay, you can try now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Hello.
Hello. Thank you, Professor Liu, and thanks for inviting me to join today's information section. First of all, I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Alex. I am the 2022 MASCP graduate, and I study part-time at PolyU from 2020. Before I studied at PolyU, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in social science in communication back to my undergraduate studies. After graduation, my jobs are always related to schools and also education sector. And that's why I attracted to the MASCP program at the first sight. So that's I applied for the MASCP. And this program teach me a lot of knowledge about psychology. And also I really appreciate that this program focus on the school and community. There are not much programs with that kind of emphasis on school and community. In my past work experience, I got many chances to interact with students with special educational needs. Gradually, I find that my knowledge of SCN students was quite limited. That's why I want to learn more about the difficulties of students with SCN and also mental health problems. So that I applied for the MASCP program and luckily got admitted in 2020. And by studying cognitive psychology and developmental psychology at PolyU, I have enhanced my understanding of the origins, symptoms, and also intervention for different kinds of special education needs and the developmental process of human personality. To be honest, as a student with no psychology background, I really appreciate that the teachers try to use daily examples to explain some abstract concepts, especially for social psychology and community psychology. And also for me, I didn't study biology back to my secondary school. So I was in a panic at the beginning about studying the physiological psychology and the cognitive psychology. But fortunately, the professor here at the PolyU, they prepare a lot of videos and photos as supplementary learning materials. All this kind of materials make my study much easier. And for these research courses, back to that, I was taught by Professor Liu. Again, I did not have a background of statistics, but Professor Liu prepared lots of example and also interactive questions to help us clear out our misunderstanding about some research concept. As I remember, we were having lesson through Zoom back to then. It was very important that there were some questions keep popping up in the screen and then remind us some important concepts about the statistic and also the research knowledge. I think this kind of learning process really helped me because as a part-time student, I have already worked for like a full day, and then this kind of interactions can keep me alert and keep me learning throughout the process. Apart from the knowledge about the lectures, I would like to also talk about some kind of activities out of my lessons or lectures, because I take one of the elective called the special seminars. Through these courses, I also engaged in community services during my studies. I also learned more about older adults. As I just talked, we usually learn about students and also youth, but in this course, we also learn about some older adults, something related to aging population, because aging population is a hot topic nowadays. And for school and community, I just talk about school, but also community, we cover the elderly or the older adults, I would say. I still remember I joined with several classmates and we went to a service center to visit some older adults at a local housing estate in Hong Kong. We chat with the older adults about their exercise frequency and also their mental well-being or their sense of community. I think this kind of experience taught me that a caring heart is more important than the content of a chat. I enjoy chatting with the older adult and learning their daily lives and then what they are doing in their leisure time. All I have learned, I would say that what older adults looking for might be just a listener with whom they can just share their life. Maybe the topic is not the most important, but if we have the heart to talk with them, they can feel it. Finally, I would like to share my experience as a part-time student. As I just mentioned, I work in the daytime and then I study in the evening. Because when I was studying in PolyU, I was not a fresh graduate and I have work experience. I think it was a fascinating experience to study with full-time students because we all study together in the evening. We can learn from each other and inspire each other. Students who are fresh graduates can bring innovative ideas for projects or presentation because most likely they are just graduate from their undergraduate study, so they can have more academic knowledge input in our project or presentation. And for me, because I have work experience, I can bring in real life examples, or I know more about the limitation in the reality, and then we can form a most feasible solutions through the discussion. I would like to also say that students in this program are from diverse background. Even though many of them are like teachers or social workers working in schools, but also have people like me from like communication background or a business background or even marketing background. I think the diverse environment also make up chemistry for mutual learning because we all come from different backgrounds and we have different perspectives to see different things. Lastly, I would like to say something out of lecture because I think PolyU is very good because it provides lots of self-learning materials on the e-platform. For example, because I need to write a lot of proposal or reports in my daily jobs. So when I find that my English writing skills were not really good enough, so I make good use of the learning materials at PolyU e-platform. I still remember like there is a platform called Business English. And then I just make use of the time because during the pandemic, I couldn't go out. So I just went to the platform and then I learned myself. So I think that if you all got admitted in the PolyU, you can just make the best out of your learning journey at PolyU. In conclusion, I think the MASCP program equipped me with extensive knowledge and diversified aspects of psychology, ranging from historical foundations to evidence-based interventions. And also with an emphasis on school and community, I learned more about topics related to school settings, such as special educational needs. And also my research experience at a local elderly center also made me reflect on the aging population's issue from various perspectives, especially on the relationship between mental well-being and the sense of community. Furthermore, I think teachers at PolyU are experts in respective psychological areas who not only hold an in-depth understanding of the latest trend in the field, but also inspire me to put theory into practice into my daily workplace. Finally, the diverse learning environment with classmates from different places and backgrounds also sharpened my communication and social skills and facilitating my personal and professional growth. I think this is the end of my sharing, and I hope you enjoyed your learning journey at PolyU if you get admitted to the MASCP program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alex. Your sharing is very attractive, and I would also like to study in the MASCP program after I hear your sharing. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. So let's move on to the next session, and I would like to talk a little bit about the career prospects of after graduation from MASCP. So if you are a part-time student, then of course you already have your full-time job. And if you are a full-time student, then after graduation, then you can consider to studied, that you can consider to work in many different sectors and areas. For example, you can work in some community non-governmental organizations. In those NGOs, they have many projects, intervention project or evaluation projects. Then they need project coordinator. So after graduated from MASCP, then you can work in those NGOs. And you can also work in school and educational settings. For example, work as teaching assistants in schools or in some educational institutes. You can also work in governmental agency projects or some healthcare agency projects, because your psychology knowledge and your knowledge about research methods and your knowledge about assessment and evaluations will help you to complete the tasks in this project. And if you are going to pursue further studies, then you can try to apply for some research program or taught postgraduate program, and research program including MPhil and PhD and taught postgraduate program. For example, the Master of Applied Psychology and Master of Applied Psychology Diverse Learning Needs. And the information seminar of these two programs has been held an hour earlier from 2 to 3 p.m. And you can also apply for occupational therapy program and some counseling program. So you can apply for further studies. And MASCP help you to pave the way to professional recognition. So we will have a society called the Hong Kong Psychological Society, the Hong Kong PSYSO or Hong Kong PS. So if you would like to be registered as a psychologist in Hong Kong PSYSO, then you have to fulfill 3 requirements. The first one is to become a member of the Hong Kong PSYSO. You get a graduate membership from the Hong Kong PSYSO. And if you would like to be registered as a psychologist in this society, then you have to possess a master's degree in psychology. And third, you have to have a minimum 1 year of postmaster work experience. And the MASCP program will help you to meet the first requirement. The first requirement means after graduated from MASCP, then you can apply for the graduate membership of the Hong Kong Psychological Society. Of course, the final decision is still maintained by Hong Kong PSYSO, so you have to apply and see whether the Hong Kong PSYSO registration committee will approve your application. And you may have a question why this MASCP program is not the master degree in psychology, because you know MASCP is Master in Art program, not a Master in Psychology program. And this Master in Art program admits students from any disciplines. So it means that the main purpose of this program is for students who do not study in psychology during their undergraduate study, or similarly speaking, it is for students who do not have a psychology bachelor degree. So this program is open for students also who are also from other disciplines. And this is so-called a conversion program. And the purpose of this program is to provide the students about knowledge of psychology. So after you complete all the subjects in this program, then you will have all foundation knowledge of psychology, which is equivalent to a psychology bachelor holder, more or less equivalent to them. So after graduation from MASCP, then you can become a graduate membership of Hong Kong PSYSO. Then you may have another question. If I am a psychology bachelor degree holder, can I apply for MASCP? Then the answer is yes, because MASCP is open for students from any discipline. So any discipline, including psychology. But as you can see, our subject list, then the subject list include cognitive psychology, biological psychology, and developmental psychology, social psychology, personality and individual differences, and research method, and all that. Then you will find that actually most psychology undergraduate program also covers all these areas. And if you are a psychology bachelor degree holder, then you have already been able to apply for the graduate membership of Hong Kong SciSo. So you do not have to take this MASCP program. So please remember that the MASCP program allows you to apply for the graduate membership to meet the first requirement of registered psychologist. If you are very enthusiastic in becoming a registered psychologist, then you have to go for further step. You have to study in a master degree in psychology. For example, in our department, we have another program called Master of Applied Psychology, and that program can help you to fulfill the second requirement. And for admission details, so this program is open for any degree holders. So if you have a bachelor degree in any discipline, then you can apply for this program. And if you are not a native English speaker and you study in an institute where the medium of instruction is not English, then you have to fulfill some English language requirement. The English language requirement could be the score in TOEFL or the score in IELTS. So if you have a minimum score of 80 in the internet-based TOEFL test and or 550 in the paper-based TOEFL test, then you meet the minimum English language requirement. Or for IELTS, then the minimum requirement is score 6. So if you are not from an institute where the medium of instruction is English, or if you are not a native English speaker, then you have to have this English language test scores when you apply for MASCP. And for the schedule of our admission, the admission open from 2020 September, and the deadline is 2023 April 30. So you can still submit your application materials now, and the application are considered on rolling basis. So early application is strongly encouraged. So if you are ready, then I will encourage you to submit your application material as early as possible, because we are going to send out offer, and actually we are going to send out the first batch of our offer very soon, before the Chinese Lunar New Year. So if you have not yet applied, then don't worry, submit your application materials. And there are still times from now to the deadline. And if you are ready, then submit your materials as soon as possible. And I would like to draw your attention to something new in this year. And this is the entry scholarship. And from 2023 to 2024 onwards, then where the department offers a maximum 5 one-off scholarship from 10,000 to 80,000, and the scholarship will be awarded to applicants with excellent academic achievement and other aspects in the admission year. And you will be automatically considered. If you are admitted in this program, then you will be automatically considered for the scholarship, and the program staff will assess each admitted student basing on the application materials, and no separate application is required. The purpose of this because this is an entry scholarship, so it is not related to your performance in this program, but it is related to your performance in your undergraduate study, and we will assess your application material to make a decision on this entry scholarship award. And if you are admitted, then you will be automatically considered, and no separate application is required. The purpose of this scholarship is to alleviate some financial burden of students who have excellent academic achievement and who would like to take this program, because you know this is a self-finance program, and if we would like to attract some students who have excellent academic achievements and who may feel some financial burdens to take this program, then we hope that the entry scholarship will sort of help. So this is something new in the upcoming academic year. So it is applied to you as an applicant now, and and if you are admitted in this and you will start your study in September 2023, the September of this year, then you will be considered for this entry scholarship. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation, and if you have more question, you can visit our website, the APSS Apply Social Sciences website of our department, and you can also visit the online application website polyu.edu.hk/study. And if you have more inquiries, then you can call Ms. Phoebe Chen at 766-5761 or email to Ms. Winnie Hui at sspg@polyu.edu.hk. And if you have